Hi there guys and girls, and welcome to the next Mortal Kombat Conquest review. And today we're taking a look at episode number 10, Unholy Alliance. Now this episode again carries on with the Quan Chi sort of story. The interesting thing is, I believe this episode came out, or did come out in 1999, and Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance came out in 2002. And I've always wondered if they got the idea for Deadly Alliance from this episode, because seeing Shang Tsung and Quan Chi team up is pretty awesome. They're both great sorcerers, they're both cool bad guys, so I always wondered that, it's something I probably should have asked Ed Boon, but, there's a million things I could have asked Ed Boon, and you always think of them later, you get back to Australia and you're like, damn, I should have asked Ed Boon that, But anyway, so basically this episode starts with Shang Tsung doing some cool sorcery, talking, souls of the dishonored dead, souls from the nether realm, send a message to your master, blah blah blah, something like that. It's Shang Tsung who summons him, and then shoots his fireball, and then Quan Chi disappears on the spot. It looks really cool. And they go back and forth, take jabs at each other, and then they finally stop, and Shang Tsung says he wants to form an alliance with Quan Chi, and Quan Chi says, he's interested in that. The intro rolls, and then basically we go see what the good guys are up to, and Kung Lao's having nightmares again, like in the first episode when he couldn't choose what to do and he was confused. The nightmares came, and now he's got the same thing going on. And he's still fighting against this, him having to train new fighters and that, after everything that's happened, it's starting to take its toll. So he's all shitty, and Taja and Zero are having a practice fight, and he sort of storms off on them. Then we cut back to, the co-op mines, and I'm sure this was the first time that we see Goro. We see Goro, and he's just standing there holding the spear. The fuck? Now Goro's shown, this exact footage is shown all through the series a number of times, but we never see Goro. He's just there, because that's where Goro came from, the co-op mines. But they could have done something with it, and they didn't, and sort of disappointing. But you'll see this shot a lot through the series, and you'll be like, oh, there's Goro again, but they never do anything. So it's a bit of a shame, bit of a cop out. Then we got Shang Tsung and Quan Chi, talking about the alliance and what Shang Tsung wants to do. He wants to get revenge on Kung Lao, and Quan Chi says, well, that's what you want to do, what do I get? And then Shang Tsung says, an ability that your coven never obtained, the ability to steal souls. And it's funny, because I would have thought that Quan Chi had a power like that, being Master of the Netherrealm, Master of the Dead. He even, you'll see in later episodes, he even gets, what's the word I'm looking for? He has a chest of souls. And they kill these people, and when the people die, they release the souls into the person, and they reanimate these people sort of with different souls. So he seems like a master of souls, but he can't take them. And so that's what Shang Tsung offers him. And then Quan Chi has one condition, that he wants Kung Lao's soul. And anyone who knows Shang Tsung would know, he'd never say yes to it, but he says yes to it, so he's going to portray him. You just know it. If you're a Mortal Kombat fan, you knew he was going to portray him. I mean, it's pretty obvious, but that's guaranteed. As soon as he said, I want Kung Lao's soul, you're like, no, you're not getting that. Then we go back to Earthrealm again, and Kung Lao's still in a foul mood, and he's wondering, why am I in a foul mood? And Raiden comes and gives him a lecture. And Kung Lao, I love this lecture, man, it's hilarious. It's just Kung Lao saying, why should I, protect Earth when I die? It's just, they just get another person to replace me, which is true. And so long, Kung Lao, next, It's really funny. And then he's like, Raiden's like, what a great idea. I can't believe I didn't think of that before. We should quit. You quit. I'll quit. Let's roll me on your own. I love how sarcastic Raiden is. This is probably one of my favourite Raiden speeches, actually. I laughed a lot when I saw this the first time. Let's quit.
Talk to me. What's going on?
They're back.
Who's back?
The visions. I thought I was finished with them.
Oh. Not a chance. Not while you're still afraid.
I'm not afraid, Raiden. Not of dying.
Then what?
Of failing.
Not the first guy to be given responsibility, Kung Lao.
Maybe I don't want it.
Tough. You've got it. Just like everybody else.
Everybody else didn't win Mortal Kombat.
Oh, so your job's harder. Is that what's getting to you? The burden of being special?
I don't want to be special, to carry that extra burden.
Come on. You got a job to do, so do I. And if we did this every day, got together and whined about it, nothing would get done.
I've tried. Since I lost Jen, my life's been one battle after another. I'm supposed to be getting others ready for Mortal Kombat, but frankly, I wouldn't wish that fate on anyone.
Well, don't worry. So far, you haven't.
See, that's exactly my point. Maybe I'm in over my head. Maybe I should just get out.
What a great idea. That's great. Of course. Let's quit. You'll quit? I'll quit? Earthrealm, you're on your own. Maybe you should try harder. Look farther. Do you think it's possible there might be someone out there who's as good, or dare I say it, better than you?
Yes, of course it's possible, but you always said it rested on me.
To find new fighters. So if you do lose, there's a new victor to take your place.
And a new sucker for you to manipulate. So I do my part for humankind, and it's so long, Kung Lao. Next.
Look, you are good. If you play your cards right, you could live forever. Or not. You're mortal. Mortals die.
And I will, in the next Mortal Kombat tournament. Or 2 or 3 down the line. And for what? So that others can be happy for a few extra years? When I finally fall, the Earthrealm is lost anyway.
Are you listening to this? If I die, the Earthrealm falls. What a crummy life. Here's a word of advice. Get over yourself and get on with it.
And give up my dreams.
Start by giving up your visions. Be careful of what you create, Kung Lao.
Yeah. So after that lecture, we get the first fight of the series, of this episode, sorry, where Kung Lao's walking back and this guy comes out, it's Quan Chi, and he's in disguise, and he's like, you like it? You know, he's got all these sluts, you know, and he's like, no, you know, does that no thing again that he did from the last episode. And then, you know, the girl chases after him, please help me, I didn't want to be with him, you know, he made me, you know. And then this fight starts, you know, and they fight and fight and fight. And then, you know, the people he's fighting, they run away at the end, he chases after them, and that person hides, and then Kung Lao runs into this door, and that door is a passage to the realm that Shang Tsung and Quan Chi have created. That was what Shang Tsung needed Quan Chi needed help with. That was what they wanted to do to Kung Lao. They want to make a world that sucks Kung Lao in, and after a amount of time he'll be stuck there and can't come back. Yeah, so he's entered in there now, and basically you've got there's no one that really knows he's there, you know. So essentially you'd think they'd won, but the problem in the plot was that Shang Tsung got sloppy and pissed off Quan Chi. So you see Kung Lao in this perfect realm, and it's like zooms in, but everything's nice, you know, a lot brighter, colourful. He goes back to the trading post, Zero and Charger aren't there, the Baron's there instead, and he's alive, and his girlfriend Jen's there, who he's been having nightmares about her getting killed, you know. So obviously the Baron makes up all this crap about it's a second chance realm and all this shit, you know, and and Kung Lao sucked right in and he wants to stay there with Jen, you know. And while this is going on, Shang Tsung has to steal souls and to maintain this illusion, this sorcery, and Quan Chi's watching him steal souls, and then he says, now it's time you tell me how you do this, you know. And then Shang Tsung makes up some crap, all in due time, you know, I need my energy to uphold the illusion, blah blah blah, all this rubbish. And then Quan Chi, you know, he's getting dizzy and tired. And for those of you who don't know about the Cobalt Mines, Shao Kahn chose the Cobalt Mines to keep. It's a prison. It's a mine that's a prison. The reason it's a prison is obviously in the Mortal Kombat realm, there's people who can open portals, special powers, everything. Cobalt stops their powers from working unless you're a human. Shang Tsung's human, so he keeps all his powers. He's the only person in the mines who has that ability. So he can. That's why he can come and go and that. Which is funny. You think Shao Kahn would know that, you know, but I think he does. It's just Shao Kahn has a lot of spies that watch Shang Tsung, you know, but you know, if Shao Kahn finds out he left, you know, obviously gets punished for leaving because he's essentially escaped from a prison, which is not allowed, obviously, no matter what sort of prison you're in. And then basically they fight again about, you know, Quan Chi not being, you know, give me the secret, blah blah blah, you know, and he won't. And then Vorpax and Shang Tsung sort of joke with him, you know, you can't do anything, you're now all weak as shit, you know, because the Cobalt's affected you. And then Quan Chi realizes it's a cross, you know, he's been betrayed, and he says, you'll pay for this, I swear it, and he disappears, you know. And then obviously the next course of action is that Quan Chi approaches Taja and Suro, Kung Lao's friends. And I really like this scene because in the last episode, Suro really didn't see Quan Chi, only Taja did. And she saw him as just a real bad guy, you know, just real scum, you know. Just, he infected them all and wanted Kung Lao's soul and didn't give a shit about them, you know. So, when he comes in and approaches Taja and Suro and says, if you want to see Kung Lao again, you know, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, who are you? You know, and he's like, Quan Chi. And then they're like, oh, yeah, where's your assassins? And then this fight starts, which is obviously the course of action. I'd probably do the same thing.
Where's Kung Lao?
In trouble, and I'm the only hope of saving him.
Liar.
And then, Quan Chi says, if you want to see Kung Lao again, you'll stop forcing me to waste more energy because he's already weak from the Cobalt. And, so they agree to go with him. There's some really cool really cool effects in this episode, sorry. And you see a lot of green skulls and a lot of the, you know, the green in it. That's another thing I like about this episode. And so basically they go to the realm and you see Quan Chi talking through the portal through a skull, and he says, you know, resist all temptation, it's all an illusion, you know. Bring back Kung Lao, otherwise, you know, you're stuck here forever and I lose to Shang Tsung. You know, so
you are in a parallel realm. Return to this spot when you're ready to leave. Resist temptation or pay the price. Remember, it's all an illusion.
You say Kung Lao has Gen. What if we can't convince him to return with us?
Find a way, or we all lose. Me to Shang Tsung, and you, your lives.
They obviously go up to Kung Lao, and they talk to him. They said, it's all fake, Shang Tsung made this, blah, 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 blah. And Kung Lao says the thing that anyone would say, why would Shang Tsung make this? This is a perfect world, you know. And then Taja says, yeah, it is now, but later it's going to turn into a living hell. You know, and he still won't believe him, and then Suro gets a knife and he stabs Jin right in the gut. I like that. And it just makes this ripple, this effect, you know. And then Kung Lao finally realizes that it's all bullshit, you know. And then I like this fight. Kung Lao's about to run away, and the Baron's like, stop him, you know, and all the guards come in, and Kung Lao fights off all the guards.
Stop him!
Running out, you know, he's running to the portal, he's running to escape, and then Jen appears one more time in front of him, saying, you know, don't leave me, you know, you know, I miss you, all this shit, you know. And this is the final part for Kung Lao where he has to let go of Jen forever. He can't, otherwise, you know, the bad guys will take advantage, like they did in this episode, of his nightmares. And this is the only way. So he has to turn his back on Jen and leave her behind and jump through the portal. And he does that just in time, the sand in the hourglass that Shang Tsung had, the timer sort of thing, before he could change the realm around. Kung Lao escapes just in time, and then you see Shang Tsung stand up and he's like, no, straight away. You know, and then you see Quan Chi and he just laughs, ha 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 ha, you know, and then you get another speech from Kung Lao and Raiden, and they're talking about Kung Lao saying, maybe I'm not the one. Obviously, we know he's not the one. Liu Kang is the one. He's the chosen one. We know that. And then we see Shao Kahn, and Quan Chi sent one of his sluts over to, you know, entertain Shao Kahn, and yeah, so Quan Chi wants to ally with Shao Kahn, you know, and I like this because Quan Chi's really coming at Shang Tsung now, you know, he really fucked him over, and Quan Chi warned him. He said, I can even make this prison worse, you know, and he did it by A, fucking up his trap by getting Taj and Zero involved, and then B, wants to ally himself with Shao Kahn, and obviously Shao Kahn is a man of power and has power over Shang Tsung. And even Quan Chi knows that Shao Kahn has power over Quan Chi, I believe. Even though he's from another world, you know. And you'll see this in the last episode. You'll see how Shao Kahn's a badass, you know. He really has a lot of unique powers and those shadow priests, you know. He has those at his disposal. Yeah. So basically, Shao Kahn dismisses the slut. And then the two guards are dragging in Shang Tsung. So he's already told him that he escaped from the prison. And then you get another no from Shang Tsung again. So you get two of those in this episode. And that's pretty much it. That's it for episode 10, Unholy Alliance. Yeah, really like these episodes. Really like the ones with Shang Tsung and Quan Chi. I really like seeing it's more bad guy focused. You see more of the bad guy characters in this episode. You see Shang Tsung, you see Shao Kahn, Quan Chi, you know, you see a lot more of that side than you do the good side. So it's a very entertaining episode. So yeah, thanks for watching another Conquest review. The next one, I believe, if I'm right, episode 11, is Thicker Than Blood, where Ciro's brother comes back, Kassar, and you know, they're enemies they've been fighting for ages. And Eva Mendes is the special guest in this episode. You know, she's huge now, Eva Mendes. And a lot of actors from Conquest, you know, after they did this show, they went on to do a lot of things. I mean, Eva Mendes was already pretty big. But, you know, Daniel Bernhardt, he was in The Matrix. And, you know, it's Jamie Presley, My Name is Earl, you know. So this show really seemed like a springboard for some of the actors to go on to other things. But, yeah, Eva Mendes is the special guest. And this episode also has Scorpion in it, so I'll see you next time for that one.